everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Libraries podcast, Check Out MPL. If you are happy to be listening to this podcast, we recommend that you jump over to YouTube because we are doing a year in review and we have a bunch of pictures and statistics to share with you. So this is Ashley.
This is Jamie.
And we are excited to share what happened in 2022. It was a fun year. It went by super fast.
It did.
Super fast, but we have some fun things to share with you.
I love that we have this multimedia presentation.
I know, right?
Sound and video.
Yes. But you're not seeing Jamie and mine's faces this time around, so we're not up in the corner kind of creeping. So Melton Public Library, if you don't know our mission, it is the Melton Public Library opens doors for curious minds, nurtures learning and creativity, creates opportunities, and enriches lives by bringing people and ideas together. We did put that mission statement up on the new banners that are in our parking lot this year.
Yeah, that was a new 2022 thing.
Yep, so we're kind of fancy here. Our amazing staff. So we were fully staffed this year. No one left. No one new came in. All 7 of us were here the whole time. Yeah. So it's very rare that the 7 of us are able to get together. So we very excited that we have 2 pictures of us. The top one is us at the 4th of July Cherbourg thing that we did. And then the bottom right is us at Northleaf Winery enjoying
Christmas party.
A Christmas party. So, and the other pictures are our dress-up days. Jamie, if you want to talk about those, that's your child.
I love dress-up days. I always have. And we always document our dress-up days with a picture. So anybody that's working and does the dress-up day gets in on the picture. And I love looking back at those. It's funny.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it on the screen, the top left, the one where we do our blackout day is always my favorite.
Because we look like an album cover.
Yeah. People have said that, and I think it's true.
Yes. And then if you're not familiar with our staff, I'll just quickly go through everybody. So this is Ashley Colstead. She does she's our PR coordinator. So if you see TikToks, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, she does all of that fun stuff in our program brochure. This is Angela. She is our adult programming coordinator. So all of the adult programs she does. If you see art in the library, that's because of Angie. She did all those chicken videos a couple years ago.
Yeah, she's our resident chicken whisperer.
She is, yep. There's me in the middle, and then we have Denise. She is here on Monday and Tuesday nights and on some weekends. She's the newest member of our staff.
Yeah, but she's been here for a while.
Yeah, over a year now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And we have Marika. She does our tween programming for the 9 to 12. And then
there's me.
Jamie, of course. And then Chris. She works every other weekend. I call her our weekend warrior. So that's our staff. An amazing staff at it, too.
When I look at the pictures, it makes me smile.
I know. I love them. So obviously an important thing about libraries is how many people come to the library, and we definitely saw an increase from 2021 into 2022. So just over 72,000 people visited the library.
We feel like we're finally kind of getting back to the pre-COVID, not quite there yet, but definitely seeing growth, which is encouraging.
Yeah. So obviously 2020 was, we had closures and restrictions due to COVID-19. So that's why the number dropped drastically, but we are making our way back up. And I always like to show like the year to year, you can kind of see the pattern that we have each year. We busier in the summer, of course, with school out, and then we kind of get a little bit slower near the beginning and end of the year. But
I'll be really curious to see 2023 though, because I feel like January has been busy. Which is good.
Yes, so very curious to see what the total will be for 2023. Hopefully it's more than 72,000. Circulation, so just like with library visits, our circulation is increasing year by year after 2020, and it kind of follows the same pattern as our library visits, more checkouts in the summer, less checkouts beginning and end of the year because of weather and busyness, and nobody wants to be outside when it's dark out. No, I don't want to be outside when it's dark out. But these are our circulation numbers of just physical materials, so keep that in mind. So 2022 saw almost 83,000 checkouts. The half of those were the children's materials. So Jamie and Marika are doing a great job with collection development. Our children's cart is always full. We're shelving it at least 3 times a week, it seems like.
And you got to keep in mind, those books are like short too, so parents are like reading 3 or 4 a night. They come and check out like 20 at a time, so that definitely helps the circ of those materials.
It does, it does. So hopefully come this year we'll see more circulation increasing and getting back to the 2019 levels. This is always a fun.
I love this one.
This is always a fun thing to share. Luckily, with our library system and our ILS, we're able to kind of calculate how much our library patrons save by checking out. And again, keep in mind this is just physical materials, so $1.6 million in 2022.
Yeah, so taking into account like the price of the materials that people are bringing home, what it would be if they actually went out to like Target or the bookstore and bought it. So that's really cool.
And if you've ever noticed on the bottom of your checkout receipt, it shows you a total that you saved that day. So that's always fun to see how much you saved in one day just coming to the library. We have Hoopla. So we have 2 online services that you can check out ebooks and audiobooks. Hoopla, so this is a circulation with Hoopla, almost 4,000. This one stays pretty steady each month because we do have a monthly budget.
But you did increase that for 2023.
We did. So hopefully you're not being blocked at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So this is a little bit different service. It is pay per use, so we have to be kind of mindful of how much money we're putting into it. But we are seeing more and more use of our online stuff, especially with audiobooks. Our audiobooks on CD, circulation cut in half within a couple years.
And it's all streaming.
Yeah.
More, not all, but more people are streaming than ever before.
Exactly, yeah. And we always say, like, there's no CD players in cars anymore, so how can people listen to these books on CD? So more people are turning to their phones and downloading ebooks on there. So
sometimes I wonder if that's going to start happening with DVDs too. I mean, I don't think we've seen a decrease in those.
We have. Yep. So I actually looked at some numbers. We saw a pretty big increase from 2019 to last year.
Yeah.
Because I think the streaming services, less DVDs are even being made.
Right. And I know people who say, like, I don't even have a DVD player at home. So it's kind of following the same trend as with the CDs.
Yep. So just kind of be mindful of how we budget our digital and DVDs and audiobooks. Like, how do we cover that? So Libby is our other online service. We're almost reaching 10,000 in circulation with that one.
That's just gone up, up, up.
Yeah, that one keeps going up, and it's a good kind of mix between audiobooks and ebooks on there.
It's almost perfectly divided, which is kind of interesting.
It is. And then magazines were new to Libby this year. So if you want to check that out, definitely can. So obviously Libby and Hoopla are a little bit different. Libby, there's waiting lists for items. Hoopla, you get the item right away. So we always encourage our patrons to use both of them because they're really good complements for each other. And then Canopy is a new service that we brought in 2022. It's a video streaming service. It has great documentaries, a PBS Canopy, or a kids Canopy thing.
A lot of kind of like quirky things. I've searched through it, but I haven't actually tried it. I maybe should.
Yeah. So I think it's slowly kind of coming up, but certainly give it a try. Take a look at it. There's some fun stuff on there.
Yeah, and it's free.
And it's free. And I know you have to have like 5 different streaming services to watch what you want on TV these days. And obviously it all costs money, but this gives you an option to have a free service and still get some good quality content. So this is just a combination of our physical and digital checkouts. Almost 97,000. Obviously physical materials is a high percentage of that. And I also provided kind of what percentage of digital is our total checkouts. Obviously, it jumped in 2020 when we were closed and people had to go online to access our stuff. But the digital has kind of slowly gone back down as people have come back to the library. So we like to see that.
Yeah, and I like your fun fact in the corner.
Yeah, so 340 cardholders strictly use like the Hoopla or Libby and don't come into the library, which is totally fine.
They're missing out on
They are missing out.
You know, good smelling books.
Yeah, and those 7 amazing staff members that we showed earlier. Do you want to talk about library card
Sure.
registrations?
So I think it's going to be even bigger,
Oh, yeah.
like for 2023, because we're just making library cards like it's September when we usually have library card sign up. About 450 in 2019, then obviously dropped during the COVID years. But in 2022, we made so many cards, and we're just continuing to do so. So it's pretty cool to see that. We always have that big push in the fall, but I feel like it hasn't really dropped off since then.
It hasn't. Do you want to talk about the picture? What's happening there?
Yeah, in the picture, we always try to have some sort of incentive where staff gets something done to them, whether it be slimed or pie in the face or whatever. And this year we allowed kids to come and silly string us if we made our library card goal. It was 60, I think. 60 cards in the month of September. And we met that easily, and we had a handful of kids that got to come and silly string us. It was really funny, lots of laughs, lots of spraying each other.
Yes.
A big silly string fight, and definitely memorable for everybody. Kids still talk about it when they see me.
I want to say maybe a month ago, a little boy came in, got his library card, and said, "Now can I silly string Miss Jamie?" So
it's not an everyday thing. This was a special thing for September.
So we have to think about something for this September.
Yeah,
is going to be the prize. And then this video and last year's video are on our YouTube video channel.
Yes,
so you can watch us. Last year in 2021, we got color bombed with colored powder. And then some computer use and Wi-Fi sessions. So we have 7 public computers that people can use anytime. We had almost 2,000 logins and then almost 5,000 Wi-Fi sessions. So when people logged into our Wi-Fi.
That's awesome. I didn't, like you don't even think those are things you could keep track of. But then when you see the numbers, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, and like, of course, our Wi-Fi reaches out to our parking lot. So some people kind of jump into our parking lot before we're open sometimes to do something really quick. So happy to provide that service. Social media, I'm very proud of our social media presence and how we are everywhere. So we're able to connect with our patrons in the community outside the library building. Our Facebook is super active. Ashley does a great job with TikTok. If you haven't gone on TikTok yet.
She has good ones.
She has some really fun with that. Twitter, of course, we do a lot of interacting with other libraries on Twitter. Instagram, we have 2 for the teens and the general library one, and then our YouTube channel as well. We're not making as many videos as we did in the past couple years, but we throw some up every once in a while. Yeah,
and there's a good library of like story time videos and some different sciencey things that you can access.
Yeah, I think there's about 336 videos on there. A lot of them was from like 2020 and 2021, but perfect to still revisit.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I was just telling Ashley that we have people even from like south of the border, outside our state of Wisconsin, that are seeing our Facebook posts and our events and coming to the library from Illinois or wherever, and it's really cool how far the reach is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do obviously with our social media, but also like word of mouth. People are talking about us, so that is a great advertising avenue, I guess, is people talking about us. So we appreciate everyone talking about us and how much fun they have here at the library and encouraging others to come here. Do you want to talk about community events?
Yeah, sure thing. So we try to get out in the community as much as possible. Sometimes it's a little tricky being a small staff to be here at the library, but also other places. But I think we did a pretty good job in 2022. Some of the events that we were at were the 4th of July. That was where the whole staff was together, so that was pretty cool. I know you went to the career day at the school. We did a trunk or treat. That was the first year for that, and we're looking forward to hopefully trying that again.
Yes.
And then some different wellness fairs, Milton Community Days, again, like a wellness day at the YMCA. So we try to get around town as much as we can and always have a good time.
Yep. And I like now that we have the ability to issue library cards when we're out and about and check out library materials as well.
Yeah.
So we have that option.
We got set up kind of down to an art too. I feel like we pop that tent right up, put the table out, get the tablecloth on there. It's like,
oh yeah. We hosted a UW-WHITEWATER student. Her name was Anna. So Anna spent some time with myself and the staff to kind of learn about the ins and outs of working in a library, a lot of the behind-the-scene things. She also did 4 projects, and she really wanted to do a princess story time. So that was awesome. And then she did an adult program about treating yourself and like taking care of yourself. So that was really fun to host her. And
I can't believe that was last year. It
I
seems
know,
like
right?
forever
I
ago.
know, it
But
does.
yeah, it was fun to have Anna
and
around.
she graduated, and I believe she is now working at, hopefully I get this right, the New Berlin Public Library. So she was able to get a library job.
Yeah,
Very
so
exciting.
Cool.
We love sharing our successes and learning from other libraries, so we were able to attend different conferences. Jamie and I went to WAPL, or presented at WAPL, Wisconsin Association of Public Libraries. We talked about all of our kits and shared pictures of our cats.
Everybody loved it.
I still think about it. That was so much fun.
Yeah, the room was packed too. Not to toot our own horn,
no.
but
and we handed out stickers. I loved it.
It was all about the cats.
It was. Myself and Ashley presented separately at the Wisconsin Library Association, so that was really fun. Angie attended that, as did Ashley. Marika attended WAPL as well, and she participated in the Educators Neighborhood through the Fred Rogers Institute and also PBS Kids. So we're all kind of taking time to continuing to learn and then also sharing what we're doing here. I love talking about what we're doing at the library.
Yeah.
And we have it's
easy to do so.
It is very easy to do so, and we have a lot of things kind of lined up for this year too of sharing what we're doing at the library. So very exciting. We have a lot of behind-the-scenes support. We kind of calculated that our volunteers spent 260 hours shelving all of our books that are returned, so we rely a lot on our volunteers for that, and so appreciated because that would take a lot of staff time to shelve all those books.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so we have staff or volunteers that come in on a weekly basis. And of course, we have a lot of other volunteers that help us behind the scenes. We have our Friends group, the Mountain Public Library Foundation, the Story Garden Subcommittee that helped with a lot of development of story gardens, my teen advisory board, and then, of course, the library board that helps direct policies and other big decisions for the library. I included this little quick slide about the Friends. So the Friends were kind of active last year. They had 3 successful book sales. Awarded 2 scholarships to graduating seniors, so that's Henry Collins and Alexander Tunutzer there. And then they provided funding for a graphic novel collection that we're developing, and then they sponsored all of the library's programs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It could be like a Christmas song.
It could.
Like, you just need to keep going all the way up to 12.
Get a rap going there. You want to talk about some of the new things added to the library?
Yeah, but I'll let you talk about your special teen one.
Yeah.
But okay, some of the things that we put out in 2022, we got, I don't know, what do you call those things? The dividers, shelf dividers?
Yeah, on the far left here.
So it makes browsing a little bit easier in our different collections. We have the alphabet ones for the fiction books, and then we have like the categories for the nonfiction books. So you can kind of, if you want a book on animals, you go right to that sign. We also got some puppet kits, and those have been really popular with the kids. We have sheep, turtle, and fox, and also birds and the 3 billy goats gruff. But basically it's a puppet that accompanies some books on that same animal, and those are a lot of fun. We got pickleball that you can check out. We got Wonder Books and also Vox Books, 2 different names, basically the same thing. It's a talking book, so kids can listen to the book being read to them. It's like the old style book on tape, basically.
And they're mostly picture books, right?
Mostly picture books, yeah. A lot of fiction, a few nonfiction, but yeah, a couple easy readers. But people have really enjoyed those, so that's fun to see.
Awesome. We also got a blood pressure monitor through Rock County Health Department, and then also Rock County applied for ARPA grants, and all the libraries in Rock County got small business sets. So that includes a laptop, a hotspot, and access to some software so you can make a small business plan. So we have those available for checkout. And then Ashley was able to put together all of her travel with MPL kits.
Yeah, those have gone out like even more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Like, people have been interested in those.
Yeah, so she received a grant at the end of 2021 to make those. And then also she has a couple podcast episodes out there that you should listen to and watch, talking with people who have traveled to these locations that are featured in these kits. And then also on the upper left-hand corner there is a vending machine.
This may be the biggest thing of the year.
I absolutely love this little vending machine. So it's in the teen area, and for $0.25 you can get a small little duck, a tiny tattoo, a coupon for a free book, or a coupon for a candy bar. And any money from this vending machine goes to a local nonprofit voted on by the Teen Advisory Board. So sometime last year, I think it was in November, they donated $220 to Project 1649. I know this little vending machine is a highlight for many little kids.
Yeah, they do chores to earn quarters.
Yeah, they have their little coin purse that they bring in specifically for this vending machine. And I know the teens during the summer especially, they try to collect all colors of the ducks and everything. So that has been a fun little unique thing that we've added. Not every library has a vending machine.
No.
Want to talk about the grant?
Yeah, so this was actually really cool because when we started this, I just kind of thought, there's no way we're going to get this. It just seemed like a lot of prep work, but both Ashleys did a lot of work on this. So the Dollar General Literacy Foundation grant enabled us to get tons of stuff. It was $3,500. We got some different kits for readers, all types of readers, kids who are struggling, English language learners. We got some of the Playaway and Wonder books that way, and a whole collection of dyslexia-friendly books. We still have money left from that grant that we're going to be using this year to bring in a speaker and have a panel discussion that parents can come to. So, yeah, that was awesome to get that.
Yeah, and our Curious Readers kits have been checked out so many times since then. I know more and more people are finding these dyslexia-friendly books, so I'm very excited that we're able to offer those for readers who may just be struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
And the cool thing too is anybody can read them too. So it's, I don't know, it's just double. It's like double the goodness because it's good for kids who really need it and just anybody who wants to read that story.
Yeah. So very exciting. And of course, kits. We're all about the kits here at the library. There was a podcast episode of Jamie and I talking about all of our kits.
Yes.
So tune into that one. A very exciting thing that happened this year was our stairwell mural in the stairwell going up to the second floor. So we reached out to Emily Balsley. She's an artist out of Middleton. We saw her work at the Janesville Art Explosion, whatever that's called. I'm going to reach out to her and ask her to create something that incorporates literacy, Melton's history, garden stuff because of our story gardens, and agriculture because that's the theme that we have in our children's area. So I think she did an amazing job. Our stairwell is so fun now.
Yeah, it really brightened things up. And she was nice enough to do a story time after that. And it was just great having her here.
Yeah. And she has a couple books that she illustrated that we have in our collection too, which is pretty cool. Hopefully this video will play. I don't know if the sound will be there. But it's a little time lapse of her doing the mural.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool now because she also has another mural in Janesville at St. Mary's School.
Yeah, and that one's outside, along the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then she did one at the Stoughton Public Library and potentially the Beloit Public Library.
Yeah.
So I love that her art is everywhere because it's so fun.
Yeah, you could do a library tour and see all of Emily's murals.
Yeah. We had a few community collaborations. So this was Angie's idea to have some museum experience passes. So we reached out to the Melton House Museum and we created these passes that allow people to go to the library or the museum for free. Those were checked out 13 times, so that's pretty exciting. So hopefully we'll be bringing that back next summer, kind of during their busy time.
Yeah, and then we also did a story walk at Storrs Lake, which we have done 2 years in a row now, in collaboration with the Ice Age Trail Alliance. So that took place during their Mammoth Hike Challenge, which is always really fun, and people love the story walks, and I think they really like the location to be out hiking and be able to read.
And Storrs Lake is just so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty, and it's fun to do that. And then Ashley, she goes a couple times a month to go to the gathering place to do one-on-one tech help with the residents over there, the patrons over there. So it's always fun to work with them. And hopefully come this year, I feel like we have a lot of things in the works too for this year with different collaborations, and kind of excited with all the things that are happening already for this year.
We always got something brewing.
We always got something brewing. Working with the schools, you're featured here a lot, so you can take this.
Sure. So I love going into the schools. I remember when I got hired, that was one of the things that they said, like, get out in the schools. And I was like, sure, no problem. So even just today, I got to go visit the 4K, and I love reading and singing with them. They're so hilarious. I told them that they had the best dance moves I've ever seen today. So we are going out into the schools, but we also have tours coming here. I know that Marika and Ashley and I all had tours, multiple tours this last year. We had students from the ag classes come and plant our planters again. So yeah, we're definitely, we love partnering with the schools.
Yeah. And we have showcased the elementary school's artwork a few times, and something very exciting this year. We're going to be showcasing all the school district art show this year. So I believe the setup starts in February or March. I should know this, but we'll be showcasing the school district art show this year. And then I work with Meccas on a monthly basis. They come here to do some STEAM activities in the Spark. And then the bottom left-hand corner, students from Scott Randall's woodworking tech class came and installed the roof on our gazebo and story gardens. And that was such a fun partnership. And hopefully they're going to be able to come back later this year to kind of finish some things off on that gazebo. So yeah, working with the schools is one of our favorite things. And Jamie and I are actually going to hopefully do a presentation. Well, we will be doing a presentation at a conference in Madison about how we collaborate with our school district. So programming. Programming is definitely a priority here, something that we really focus on. We had almost 500 programs and over 13,000 in attendance, and about half of that was Jamie.
A lot of school visits.
It is a lot of school visits, but you're doing a lot, especially on these Fridays where you're reading to 12 different classes. But we have so much fun doing programming here. Everyone has a little hand in programming. All staff members kind of do. But you can kind of see the breakdown of that. Of course, the majority of it is children's, but we have story time and school visits and all those fun things.
So that adds up fast. But one thing I love, and it doesn't really like reflect in this graphic or whatever, but we, like, a lot of times you'll give me ideas for cool children's programs, or Marika will, or Ashley will. Like, I love that we will give ideas to each other and then just kind of like run with it.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of times we work together too. I know you and Marika work a lot on programming. I know Marika and I have a couple ideas for the summer, so we all kind of like to work together on programming, so we're not all just kind of carrying the burden of, not the burden, but the work of doing it.
If I had to come up with 200 programs of my own, I never would do it. So I'm glad that I have friends and staff members that will give me good ideas.
Yeah. And we're always looking for ideas because we all have been doing programming for a long time. So if you have ideas, like somebody told us we should do a Bluey program, and we are, and it's so popular. So more program ideas like that. Talk about your children.
All right, yeah. So more children's stuff. We have a lot of cool things going on, and some stuff I forget we even did. But when I look back at these pictures, it's really neat to see. Obviously, the story times. Toddler art is always a fun one. This year, we were really lucky to get to know Jasmine and her owner, Roxanne.
She's the best dog.
Yeah, and they're coming again this year. We also have another dog that's coming to the library. Different clubs, like Lego Club. We had the turkey trot for kids this year, which was really popular.
Are you going to bring that one back?
I think so, or something similar, like, because, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it was easy. It's just like kids running around,
right?
You know, so. But, yeah, I definitely love what I do, and I love the kids being at the library because they're hilarious and fun.
They are very hilarious.
Tween programming. So this is Marika. She does an awesome job. We're really lucky to have her. She's always trying to think of ideas. I don't know what I want to say. Like, she's really thoughtful about the programs that she brings in, just trying to make tweens feel comfortable when they're at that awkward age. And yeah, I mean, she'll just set together a puzzle with a couple kids and they'll have the best time.
Yep.
So she's done lots of cool things too. She did a planting program. What else we got there? Paper making.
Yep. And she's done a great job developing book clubs.
Yeah, because I feel like that was lacking for sure.
It was. So each like program session or whatever, she tries a different kind of iteration of a book club. And each time has been very successful. There's been like movies in a book. Now she's doing activities in a book. So it's really fun to see.
And I feel like those clubs really build relationships too, where sometimes just a quick program maybe wouldn't, but the clubs offer her a chance to talk to the kids.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's super fun.
Yeah.
My teen programming. So of course I have my teen advisory board in the upper left-hand corner there. They've done a murder mystery night that was pirate themed. I do U paints. My little All Wise Out program that I absolutely love. I think we're heading to year 10 for this year for that.
Nuts. You should do something like big for year 10. Like something really cool.
So that pairs up a teen with a younger reader, and they kind of meet one-on-one on a weekly basis. And then we have teens hanging out at the library. This is Mary, the therapy dog, who came and visited. So love working with the teens. Hope to do more this year.
You do a good job with them. And your teen advisory board, I feel like, is really solid right now too. So.
Yeah, great group. And then Angie did some amazing programming for adults as well. Her craft programs have been super popular. We worked with, I think this is Ice Age Trail Alliance on the bottom left for a hiking safety program. And then my mom did a presentation on Windsor Court. That's the street that I grew up on, she grew up on. So that's also on YouTube as well if you want to know more about Windsor Court. So some great adult programming. She has a big one that's coming up, her puzzle competition.
Yes.
I'm so excited for that one.
I'm so excited.
I think so many people are excited for that one. So maybe that would be like a yearly thing that Angie does.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a whole bunch of clubs. So I'll talk about, we have a running club that meets in the summer. That has been going on for me about 4 years now. It's been really fun. I have a Red Cross Youth Club that's kind of connected with the Red Cross, so that's all teens. We have our book clubs that are led by Bill Wilson and Ethel Himmel. I love that they run those. Our mystery book club, I think, has been going on for almost 20 years now.
That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
And there's like a legit number of people like attending.
Yeah. Yep. And then American Lives kind of talks about different people in America, like they did presidents and then women in history and all that fun stuff. So really appreciate them leading those and doing a great job on that.
And then we had our Monarch Club, which was really popular and fun. It was a lot of work raising the monarchs, but it was really like fulfilling to see them go from a tiny egg, grow up here at the library, and then be released. And it was neat too because everybody was involved. I think everybody at least let one butterfly go, like all the staff members at some point. So we all kind of had to care for them.
Yes.
And yeah, it was a neat
really fun
experience.
And we had they set up a live stream on them too. So we got able to catch some butterflies coming out of their chrysalis. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
We have a Spanish conversation group that just started too. So Ashley actually speaks Spanish. So her and Angie are kind of taking the lead on that. And just coming in and allowing people to use their Spanish, practice their Spanish, and kind of talk about Spanish culture. And then our French Community Club is led by a retired French teacher, Michelle Lepine Usher, and that has been very popular as well. So people just come in and use their French, learn a little bit of French so they don't get rusty in those. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, I know. It makes me think I should do a club for younger kids. I got this in my mind
in
now.
Spanish or French or
no, just
a
club.
club.
Like we did the Monarch Club, which was for all ages, but yeah, the clubs it was kind of the year of clubs.
It is.
It makes me think,
Marika might be thinking about starting a tween group, tab.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, got to get the kids in the club.
Yeah.
And then more. So all of our other fun stuff that we did. This is just a small percentage of it. Our ghost pictures that we do every October. I love those. Library Lope, of course. Angie had a costume exchange, so people got to drop off on gently used costumes that they don't need anymore. Then we had them available for other people to pick up. our food truck rallies, of course, coming again in May and August. We had Sarah Stuckey came in and did a plant identification program at Storrs Lake.
Milton Mayhem. Yep, I think, 4 years maybe?
Yeah.
Now?
I was just going to ask you, when's this,
5 years?
this
Maybe
year?
it's 5.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'll have to start working
Yeah.
on this year's because that's always a fun one. And then we had our photo contest, of course, that we have done for quite a few years too.
Yep. And then Story Gardens was it was a big year for Story Gardens. We have been doing a lot of behind the scene things before 2022, but we finally got to see things happen outside. One of the first things was the installation of our archway.
That was a very
oh my God,
precarious
that was a day.
process.
That was a day. And huge shout out to DPW, Department of Public Works, and other guys who transported this archway in one piece from Burlington. There's a video about that too, but I absolutely love that archway. We had a naming contest for our birds, so it's Ezra, Avo, and Scout, our birds up there. And then, of course, our gazebo was installed. Big shout out to Sockness Builders for that, and Scott Randall's kids. Our chess tables that we got thanks to a Green Bay Packer Foundation grant were installed as well. And then our shade garden, Braxton Lopez and Barbara Benlin were a big part of getting that completed. And we have our Project Maria art piece that is being created by Amy Leonard. So hopefully that will be completed this year.
Yeah, it's really starting to take shape though, which is cool to see after so many years of planning and talking about it.
Yeah, talking about it. It's good to see it come to life, and hopefully, cross my fingers really hard, a lot more work will be done this year as well. So we can actually start using the space as we have been talking about since like 2017. So it was a big year though. So it's really fun to see a lot of community support for our Story Gardens, a lot of community help, a lot of city staff help too. So a lot of hands were part of this, and very, very appreciative of that.
For sure.
So yeah, so that was 2022. It was a really good year, very exciting year. And obviously a large part of that was because of our community members who came to the library and used the library, continuing to do so. So a big shout out to Milton and our community.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah. And we're excited for 2023. We already have stuff in the works for it. We're already busy
talking about all the things that we're going to do. But yeah, the years just keep coming faster and faster. It's crazy.
It is
but
crazy.
We got a good thing going. So
yeah, so if you have any questions about what we talked about today, please reach out to us, give us a call, stop by into the library, and thanks for being a part of our 2022 successes.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.